Hello and welcome to Music Lessons with Tony Valley. Today we're going to be continuing the banjo lessons and we're going to be introducing notes on the fretboard. The first string we're going to start with is going to be the D string. But before we do that, let's get into the names of the notes. The musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then after that, it just repeats. So on the banjo, on the fretboard, all the notes are going to be one fret space apart. Now that's called a whole step, except for two sets of notes, B and E. So when you're on a B note, you're going to go up a half step, which is one fret. And when you're on an E note, you're going to go up one fret, a half step, and that's going to go to F. All the other notes are fret space apart. And I'll show you that by starting with the first string, D. And in this, we're only going to be using our thumb pick just to go through the notes so we can get acquainted with the fretboard and the names of the notes. The first note is the open D. All right. Now down by the second fret, that's going to be our space. We're going to make believe well, actually not make believe, but it's actually, let's say the D note is right here, and we're going to skip a space and then go to E, because again, there's a space between D and E. So let's hit our D, and then go to our E, second fret, and then there's no space between E and F, so you're going to go up a half step, which is one fret, and that's going to bring us up to the F note, which is on the third fret, and again, these are all on the first string. Okay, so far we've got D, E, F, and finding these notes, just use your first finger again just to get acquainted with the notes. The next note is on the 5th fret, G. Now notice how I'm skipping from F to G. It's a whole step, meaning I have a space between the two notes. So now G is on the 5th fret, first string. Now I'm going to go from G to A, which is there's space between the two notes. And now I'm going to go up to the 7th fret, and this note is A. Now A to B, there's a space. So now we're going to go skip a space and go up to our B note, and that's going to be on the 9th fret. Now B to C, there's no space, so you're going to just move up one fret. All right, right there you're on the 10th fret. And then next you're going to move up to the 12th fret, and that's your D note because there's a space between C and D. Now I'm going to stop right there, stop on the 12th fret, and let's repeat that. Let's start with the open string D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Now that concept works for every single string. You might want to write that down. There's a space between all the notes except E to F and B to C. So you want to write down A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And you want to put a space between A and B, no space between B and C, C and D a space, D and E a space, E to F no space, F to G a space. And then when it repeats, you go to G to A and there's a space between it. All right, our second string, B, we're going to follow that same concept. Now, they're going to change slightly because we have open strings that are different note names. So our second string, B string, string B is going to start off with the open string, B, C, D, E, 5th fret. Now E to F, there's no space, so we're going to move up to the 6th fret. All right. So again, that's B, C, D, E, F. Now G, A, B on the 12th fret right there. I'm going to go through those notes again. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. All right. Now, the third string is going to be G. Now again, there's a space between G and A, so it's going to cause our first note on the fretboard to be on the 2nd fret. Now again, this is the third string, and the open string is G. Now G to A, you're going to skip. A to B, skip. B to C, you're not going to skip. C to D, skip. D to E, skip. E to F, you do not skip. Then you can move up to your G, 12th fret. Okay. Now, your fourth string is the same as the first string because it's the D string. It's just a different octave. So I'll just go through that real quick for you. D, E, F, G, A, B, B, C, D. Okay? Now, the fifth string is the same as the G, but I'm going to go through this because it's up higher and there's only a few notes, and we're only going to go up to 12th fret, okay? So our first note is G, and in this case we're going to go to A, then we're going to skip and go to B, now B to C, no space. Now C to D is going to be a space, okay? Those are all the natural notes on the banjo. Now what we have between those notes when we skipped are sharps and flats. All right. In certain keys, there's going to be sharps. In certain keys, there's going to be flats. So what you want to do is, say you're in the key of G major. You have an F sharp in there. You're going to just take that note. Now let's find an F, first of all. We're going to go to our first string. We got D, E, F. All right. Now F to G is right there from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret. Now that in-between note right there is an F sharp, or it could be a G flat, okay? If you're working with a sharp key, you're going to always be going up. If you're working with a flat key, you're always going down, all right? So right there, that F note, if I want to make it an F sharp, you're going to move it up 1. Now, if I was on the G, and I want to move down 1 and flat the G, put it right in that space too. So theoretically, that's an F sharp and a G flat. And that's going to work throughout the fretboard on the banjo. So let's pick another one here. Let's go to our second string B. B to C. Now C to D is right here from our 1st fret to the 3rd fret all on the 2nd string. That in-between note could be a C sharp, or it could be a D flat, because you got B, C, D. So you've got C sharp or D flat, depending on the key you're working in. And again, that's going to work with all the strings and all the frets on the fretboard. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to email me at tonyvalley@tonyvalley.com. The next lesson, we're going to get into some chording and some more finger picking.